Welcome to Legacy IS Academy. Today I am going to discuss editorial of Hindu newspaper, that is a new road for India's fiscal federalism. Supreme Court in Union of India versus Mohit Minerals case upheld the validity of Gujarat High Court, which had declared a levy imposed on importers of integrated goods and services on ocean freight paid by foreign sellers to foreign shipping lines is illegal. Okay, that is very important judgment, because apart from this judgment, Supreme Court also redefined the power between center and the state with regard to finances. And again, this article is very important with regard to center-state relations regarding taxation, or we can say that GST. And we have GS paper 2, where the topics function and responsibility of union and the state, and issues and challenges pertaining to federal structure, and same way devolution of power and finances up to local bodies. All these aspects, this article is very important. Now, first of all, we have to try to understand regarding GST. Okay, in GST we have Article 246 of Indian Constitution. This article says that Parliament and state legislature of the state have power to make law with respect to goods and services tax imposed by center or by such state. Here, this Article 246A gives power to both Parliament as well as to states legislature to make a law with regard to GST. Again, this judgment of Supreme Court again redefine these articles. And same way, when we talked about GST, GST is a constitutional body which is made under Article 279A. This GST Council was made or established by President of India, and we can say that this GST is a consultative body where both Union Finance Minister and State Finance Minister, they are sitting together and discussing the distribution of GST taxes between center and the state, and also they are discussing how much taxes or what the rate should be for the GST. And here we can see the power of GST. Basically, GST will the recommendation with regard to a model GST law which can be followed by the state, goods and services that may be subject to or exempted from the GST, the rate at which tax is to be levied, and union government was granted a virtual veto. This virtual veto has been removed by Supreme Court judgment. So here we have to understand GST is a recommendatory body, and which recommend how much taxes or what rate of the taxes will be implemented with regard to GST. Again, we can say that how GST work. GST work basically basis of consensus. When consensus are not arisen, then voting is going to happen. In GST, we have the chairman of the GST is Union Finance Minister. Other Minister of State of Finance is also member. Vice chairman will be one of the state finance minister, and members are other state finance. So here basically we have center is one side which have power with regard to 1/3, and we have state, they have power of 2/3. Basically, whenever generally GST is working based on consensus, and sometimes states are not agree, that time voting is going to happen. In voting, if 3/4 members are agree, then that decision is going to pass. So basically GST work on consensus basis, and sometime they take decisions based on voting also. So that is the in this basis GST generally work. Here now we have discussed about Article 246A, and we have discussed about GST Council. Till now, it was presumed that the decisions or recommendations of GST councils are binding. One thing, and second thing, it was presumed that whenever Parliament is making law, it cannot be override by the law made by state. But in this judgment, Supreme Court reversed the power of GST also and reversed the power of Parliament as well as state. Supreme Court assumed that GST Council in GST Council both union and state legislature have equal, simultaneous and unique power. Means both with regard to GST taxation, both Parliament and state legislature are equal position. Parliament cannot override the decision taken by state legislature. So again, we can say that this judgment is very, very important because it is going to redefine the power of center as well as state with regard to GST. Second thing is, whenever decisions are taken by GST Council, these decisions are not binding on the state. That is again very, very important. Means decision taken by GST Council cannot be binding on the state legislative assembly. So we can say that this judgment is very, very important to redefine the fiscal federalism in India. Again, we can say that, okay, here again, when we talked about Honorable Supreme Court Judge, again talked about two important things. One side he talked about democracy and other side he talked about federalisms. Democracy and federalism both are basic structure of the constitution and they have to prevail simultaneously. And he talked about federalism would only be stable in well-functioning democracy. Means we have to respect democracy and we have to respect federalism. Constituent unit of federal policy check the exercise of power of one another to prevent group from exercising dominant power. So it simple means that in terms of financial relation or fiscal federalism, both center and state are competing units. They are not overriding with each other. Okay, for example, both center and state are autonomous, independent and even competing unit. So here this Supreme Court judgment is very, very important judgment which is going to redefine the power of center and state with regard to GST. With regard to GST, we can say that both center and state are or we can say both Parliament and state legislative assembly are equal power. So hope you are able to understand something regarding fiscal federalism. Here I have taken only the power of GST and we have to understand GST Council. The power of GST Council is not binding on the state. Other dimensions maybe we will try to cover in other article. So hope you are able to understand basics about fiscal federalism. In fiscal federalism, how relations between center and state with regard to finances are defined. So I hope you are able to understand and thank you.